Let me introduce you to David, my lovely, slightly clumsy fiancé. Imagine a tall glass of milk, add a dash of clumsiness and a sprinkle of awkward charm. That's David. He means well, bless his heart. Now meet Amelia, my twin sister. Picture the grace of a gazelle, the wit of a stand-up comedian, and sprinkle in a tiny bit of mischief. Identical twins we may be, but our personalities are as different as stilettos and slippers. But David? He's head over heels for me, Emily. Me, the sensible twin, the one with a weakness for comfy pajamas and a good book. David still gets us mixed up sometimes. It's cute mostly, like a puppy chasing its tail, until it's not, like at Amelia's engagement party. Amelia's getting married, to a wonderful man named Oliver. Think David, but swap the clumsiness for a love of spreadsheets. Their engagement party was in full swing, a jazz band played, canapes floated around and champagne flowed like a sparkling river. Everyone was there, our parents beaming with pride, Oliver's great-aunt Mildred doing the Macarena, don't ask. And of course David determined to prove he was the perfect fiancé. Just one more toast, he declared, hoisting his champagne flute. I should have known then. Fast forward a few, too many glasses of champagne. The music was louder, the lights were dimmer, and David, well, let's say he was seeing double. I'd wandered off to find Amelia, leaving David deep in conversation with Uncle George about the merits of organic fertilizer. I found Amelia on the terrace, gazing at the city lights. As I turned to call out to her, I saw him. David weaving his way through the crowd, a beatific smile on his face. He walked straight up to Amelia, his eyes a bit too bright, his smile a bit too wide. "There you are, darling," he slurred, pulling her close. "You look absolutely sparkly." Amelia, being Amelia, raised a perfectly sculpted eyebrow. "David," she drawled, her voice dripping with amusement, "are you feeling all right? You're starting to sound like a disco ball." David, oblivious, just grinned and planted a big wet kiss on her cheek, right in front of me, and Oliver, and a waiter carrying a tray of miniature quiches. My jaw dropped. Oliver choked on thin air. And the waiter? Let's just say those quiches took a nosedive. "David!" I hissed, finally finding my voice. He turned, his eyes blinking owlishly. "Emily, love, there you are! Why are you wearing Amelia's dress?" Now it was my turn to raise an eyebrow. "David, it's me, Emily," I said slowly, as if talking to a confused toddler. He squinted at me, then at Amelia, then back at me. "But, you're over there," he mumbled, pointing a wavering finger at Amelia. Section 6. Sisterly Showdowns and Unexpected Twists. Amelia, bless her wicked heart, decided to have some fun. She sidled up to David, batting her eyelashes. "He's right, darling," she purred. "I just wanted to see if you'd notice." David's eyes widened like saucers. "Wait," he stammered. "You're both Emily?" I could practically see the steam coming out of his ears as his brain tried to process this impossible situation. I was about to intervene, to end this charade before it went any further, when Oliver strode towards us, his face a mask of thunder. Section 7. Love, laughter, and a whole lot of explaining to do. "Amelia," Oliver said, his voice dangerously low, "what is going on here?" Amelia, her moment of mischief over, held up her hands in surrender. "Darling, it's not what it looks like." But before she could explain, David swayed and grabbed onto Oliver for support. "You see, old chap," he slurred, "I was just telling Emily how much I love. And then, he did the unthinkable. He leaned in and kissed Oliver, squarely on the lips. Section 8. The Aftermath. Picking up the pieces and nursing a hangover. The next morning, David woke up with a pounding headache, a fuzzy memory of the previous night and the sinking feeling that he'd made a colossal fool of himself. He found me in the kitchen, sipping coffee and trying very hard not to laugh. "So," he croaked, "about last night." I recounted the events of the previous evening, relishing every detail of his drunken confusion and culminating in the unexpected kiss with Oliver. By the time I was finished, he was the color of a ripe tomato. Section 9. A toast to second chances and sisterly bonds. Let's just say it took a lot of apologies, and a few more bottles of champagne to smooth things over. Oliver eventually forgave David, though he still refuses to shake his hand, and Amelia, well, she's milking the situation for all it's worth. But in the end, it all worked out. David learned a valuable lesson about pacing himself with the champagne, and I learned that even when he's making a complete fool of himself, I wouldn't trade him for the world. And hey, at least it made for a memorable engagement party. Now if you'll excuse me, I need to go help Amelia choose a wedding dress. Knowing her, it's going to be sparkly.